assess the last 3 weeks and then, last week in Indianapolis in particular?
Honestly, I would say preparation and everything was I would say pretty much close to the same. It was just one of those games, man. It's football, and every day and every game can't always be yours. It's just one of those things that I felt like from the offensive standpoint that we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. From the film that we watched and doing the analysis on ourselves, that's kind of what, as an offensive group, that's what we came out and felt.
What about when you dig into the running game aspect of that?
It's something that all 11 have to look at each other and kind of figure out these are the things that we need to do, and these are the things that we need to get done. You can't sit there and pinpoint one thing or the other. It's O-line helps running backs help O linemen, receivers, and it's all like a trickling down effect. It's not one thing that you can always pinpoint, not just on one play. It's multiple positions and on multiple plays. So it wasn't just one thing that we can always just say, oh, this is what we should have worked on and this is what we should have got done.
I know when you're going into something, everybody's focused. You think you're focused at least, and you go in. You mentioned that there are a number of mistakes across the board at every level. Everyone on the team.
Most
Coach just said it. You look back and say, the letdown's real. Like, you come off that big Charger game, you got a big game against the Bucs and Brady. The other side, as you look back on it, do you say that maybe we weren't quite as focused and we had a little bit of a letdown, and it's as simple as that?
I've never been the person or even felt like this has been a group to, dang, we should have did this, 3 days ago, or 2 days ago. This person seemed like they were out of focus. Just thinking back, you would say that in the times that you feel like your feet are and the things that you're doing at that time, if you don't feel like you're all in at that time in preparation, then I don't feel like that was those guys in these guys in the room, and that's not how we felt like we prepared the last week. And I know we haven't prepared like that from camp and so forth. So as far as looking back, I've never been a guy or a part of a group that's kind of I feel like, we did this last week and we didn't do this 2 weeks ago. It wasn't one of those things. We felt like, these are the things on film that we should have pinpointed, and we seen it, and it was like, well, man, we go in this week of practice, pinpoint those things that we need to get done. Each individual group had their things. Each individual person, had their multiple things that they either wrote on their board or in their room, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna get those things done. And in the midst of that, we execute the plays that's being called.
Clyde, this is a team that you guys have met on the biggest of stages, and both these teams are coming off frustrating losses. So what are you expecting when you see Tom Brady in the Bucs?
Well, honestly, in this standpoint, I could care less about, what they're doing. It's about, our team and what we have going on and things that we have to overcome in order for us to feel like, we're doing the right things in order for us to be successful. And, like I said, from an offensive standpoint, I can't look at see what Tom Brady's doing because I don't play against him.
Right.
So I'm not watching his film. But as far as an offensive group doing the things that we felt like we shot ourselves in the foot on, we go in and pinpoint those things and get those things done this week. So we feel like we can execute what we need to execute, not only from the 2 times that we played them, watching that film, but just some of the hiccups from last week also.
Clyde, when you look back at the game, but then overall, when Patrick Mahomes said afterward, you still continue to gel as an offense. How would you assess just how you guys are continuing to gel and play as one instead of sometimes where it didn't look like there was a disconnect?
Yeah, I mean, you hear it the whole season. It's a long season, and then it's week 3, and then we'll be looking back at this depending on how the season goes. Like, man, it seemed like that, it was forever and a year ago, just having this conversation. But it's just one of those things that we will still go back and look at this film and see some of the things that we messed up on, and still watch film and plays and formations of defenses from this game that will help us in the future. So it's just one of those things. You see where you were and then where you can be and how good that we feel like we are and how good can we be as far as in the future.
Couple more.
How much are you relishing those opportunities in the past game, and not specifically, how would you evaluate yourself so far?
It was something that multiple times I've always been asked in this situation as far as getting catches and being able to catch the ball. But like I pretty much say, as soon as Coach Reed gives me the opportunity, go run this route, bro, that's what I'm going to do, go run a route and catch the ball. So just having the opportunities and taking full advantage of those opportunities, not only to show that I can do it, but to gain trust with not only Coach Reed, but also 15 and everybody else on the offense.
Let's do 3 more. Sven, Haley, and Blair.
Clyde, just a technical thing, but at LSU and here with the Chiefs, what have you been talking about reaching out at the goal line, like the, putting the ball out there in harm's way and trying to stretch it across when you're getting in? I'm just curious if you've had different coaching along the way. If they say one thing in college, say something different here with the Chiefs.
Just to just pinpoint one thing. Like I ran an option route on the goal line and got close to the goal line this previous game and could have possibly extended the ball for the opportunity to score, but it's assessing the things around you before the route, assessing the things that's going on, and last minute I saw that middle linebacker. I mean, slicing in as hard as he possibly could for one thing only, for the ball. That's the prize possession on the field. I'm not the prize. It's always the ball. So just that aspect. It wasn't about get the touchdown. It wasn't a do or die situation. It was we can get as close as we can to the goal and then have multiple opportunities to try to get the touchdown. And then as far as like in a situation, if it's piled up on the goal line, you never. Ball doesn't lie, but sometimes that camera and angles and everything doesn't always, lean our, the best way for us individually and or for a group. So sticking out the ball, unless I see that it's an opportunity for us and no other, that's the only way that I would do it.
It's left up to you. There isn't like a hard and fast, don't ever do this.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's based off your judgment, and then at that point you kind of, hopefully the football guy's on your side and it's all leaning the right way.
There was a muff punt early in the game on Sunday. What do you do as a teammate to help Sky Moore keep his head in the game?
Man, that's it's football, and the only thing you can do is encourage the next guy. And everybody gets put in those situations where you feel like at that point all eyes on you, and then the next guy might be like, man, it's all good, pick your head up, and you're like, well, you're not in that situation. So, it's really being in that situation and knowing, like, man, I can't do anything to honestly make you feel better, but the only thing I can do is show you that, all your guys are right here with you, man, and we done been through hell and back, from the things that we done been through in St. Joseph, and not only that, it's just like, a guy being so young and just having that experience, and then that's happening, and it's so early in the season, and then it's just like it just feels like everything's coming down on you, and not to pinpoint bad things, but I even had a fumble that ended up losing us a game against the Ravens last year, and it's something that everybody will be like it's a team match, but everybody lost the game, but I will always say that I felt like that was on me, and that's just what it is. But you try to get that individual person out of that headspace and let them know, we got your back no matter what. It's early in the game, and, as far as teammates, we did everything that we felt like we could to possibly win a game, but it just didn't pan out that way.
Clyde, it's kind of what Blair was saying, but Coach Reed said that you guys are a very accountable group, and then right after the loss, it seemed like you guys took to social media really quickly and said, this is on us, we're going to take care of this. Is that an advantage as a team that you guys are so aware of that and so quickly turning things around? Yeah,
I would say it is. Being aware on the team, but not only socially aware of the things that's going on around you. It's not. It wasn't happy-go-lucky time. For us. On the way back, and that's how it felt on the bus, and obviously it wasn't going to feel good landing in KC, knowing just how much we mean to not only the city, but, everybody around us. So just trying to take full advantage of the opportunities. And for us, we feel like we only get a guaranteed 17 opportunities to kind of make everybody happy and keep that rolling. So being able to do that plus some is always the advantage and the thing that we feel like we need to take advantage of.
Thanks, Clyde.
Thank y'all.